This episode is all about how to become a better writer. Welcome back to Middle East Tonight. I'm your host, Zach Foster. In this episode, we're going to learn from one of the world's greatest writers, Constance Hale. She's written 5 books on writing, and rather than reading all those books, we're just going to go meet her instead. Let's go! Connie, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to Middle East Tonight. We're so blessed to have you on the show. You're the author of 7 books, 3 or 4 of them on writing.
Only 2 aren't on writing.
5 of them are on writing. Basic subtraction and addition. I want to actually ask you about a series of articles you published in the New York Times. Mm-hmm. In the first sentence of the first article, and I'm not saying I didn't read past that, but in the first sentence you write, quote, "I like to imagine a sentence as a boat." Mm-hmm. Is that a reference to the Lonely Island's debut album, Incredibad? I'm on a boat! Like, I'm on a sentence. I'm on a sentence. Or what was that a reference to?
Imagine the line of the sentence as a boat, the body of a boat. And the verb is the mast, the thing that makes it move. What I'm really trying to get at are prepositional phrases and adjectives and adverbs, all this stuff that you should cut out of a sentence because it dangles off the hull and slows the sentence down. So what I was trying to do was show the deleterious effect of adjectives, adverbs, and prepositional phrases, and I did it by inventing this metaphor of a boat.
But it's not just Constance Hale who says remove words that slow down a sentence. Just have a look at what William Zinsser, the author of the single greatest writing guide ever written, just have a look at what he says about removing unnecessary words. I don't like to write, Zinsser writes. I like to have written, but I love to rewrite. I especially like to cut, to press the delete key and see an unnecessary word or phrase or sentence vanish into electricity. Delete unnecessary words. Just delete all unnecessary words. Also had a chance to talk with Connie about academic writing, and as a sort of academic-y person myself, I got a little bit defensive.
I got into kind of brawl with linguists because of those
really?
columns. Yeah, I think it was column number 3 about the verb, actually might have been column number 4 about the passive voice. Linguists and writers view the passive voice completely differently, and so we had a major punch fest. I have a kind of, you could say, simplistic definition of this passive voice because what I'm trying to do is explain to people what things are, how they work. I need to have an economical, swift way for people to grasp what the passive voice is. Linguists, of course, don't do anything in a way that's economical or swift. And then one of them betrayed that he was jealous of my best-selling book.
Oh, one of the linguists.
So the linguists talk to each other and have great arguments, and nobody reads their books.
Speaking of linguists, and I guess in general, just like academic writing, would you say that it's good writing or the best writing?
Academic writing is rarely the best. But if it was the best, we'd all be reading it and buying it at the local bookstore. No, the traditions of academia are not the same as the traditions of good writing for a general public. There's some brilliant academic writers. They do what they do well, I guess.
That was very convincing, I guess.
When you're writing for a public and you're trying to convey information in a compelling and dramatic way, it's very different from when you're writing for graduate students who have to read your book as homework or to put in their bibliography of their dissertation. You know, when you write as a journalist, and those are the people that I am writing my books for, people who are writing for average people. There's just a different set of standards that you have to meet. You're trying to reach people in a different way.
Connie's completely right. The academic enterprise incentivizes verbose writing. a dissertation has to be 100,000 words. My dissertation had to be 100,000 words. That's a lot of words. I remember at some point I hit like 60, 70,000 words and I was like, time to edit and rewrite and delete all the unnecessary words and remove all the
Prepositional
phrases and the adjectives and the adverbs and I was making my dissertation better, and at some point I checked the word count and I was like, 20,000 words? Are you freaking kidding me? What am I supposed to do now? How am I gonna get to 100,000 words? I don't know, maybe I'll just write about Neanderthals or something. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. But like, my dissertation was getting better and better, and I was further and further away from finishing. So we shot a really long and awesome interview with Constance Hale, and if you like this episode and want to hear more from Connie on how to become a better writer, then subscribe to the channel because we're gonna upload another video next week with more highlights from that interview. Until next time.